Hey guys, it's Sandeep from RevAtlas and this video is brought to you due to popular demand and hope this will answer most of your queries that you may have. In order to truly understand both the cameras, we first need to get the specifications out of the way. The Moto G5S Plus has a dual camera system at the back in RGB plus monochrome fashion. Both have an aperture of f2 as well as a resolution of 13 megapixels. Such a combination would mean that the phone should give us better color reproduction, better sharpness and detailing as well as improved low light performance. Now onto the Mi A1, which too has a dual camera setup at the back but one that incorporates two different focal lengths. Here again both the cameras have identical 12 megapixels of resolution, but the wide angle lens has an aperture of f2.2 while the telephoto lens offers 2x optical zoom and has an aperture of f2.6. Now before we come to the image quality itself, I personally feel that camera phones that have different focal length cameras in dual lens setups are a better option than an RGB plus monochrome option. The RGB plus monochrome option worked well on smartphones such as the Huawei P9, but since then smartphones such as the Pixel and S8 have shown that it's possible to overcome the limits of a sensor and achieve better dynamic range, sharpness, detailing and low light performance even without such a dual camera setup. Therefore, different focal lengths are better and give you different perspectives such as the ultra-wide secondary camera on the LG G6 or the telephoto combination on the Mi A1 that can help you take photos such as this. Now onto the image quality. It is important to note that we chose the evening time for these photos to show the best or worst of both worlds. There's sufficient light for the cameras to perform well if they can, as well as exhibit their flaws if any. The mix of natural light and artificial light too in some scenes is difficult to master unless the color reproduction is on point. When you compare the shots taken with the G5S Plus and the Mi A1, you'll notice that the Mi A1 gets the color reproduction on point and has a more natural tone. Saturation wise they are nearly identical, but the color tone itself is a bit more yellowish on the G5S Plus. Noise control is more or less the same on the primary camera since the aperture values aren't too different and the Mi A1 only requires a slightly higher ISO value to manage a similarly exposed photo, which doesn't cause as much issues. The Moto G5S Plus actually retains more detailing if you zoom into the image, but noise performance isn't too good. In fact, the A1 does very well even at high ISO such as 1600. This shot was taken handheld at night with the Mi 5X and is practically identical to the A1 since it has the same camera hardware, and despite the A1 coming with stock Android, the A1 too has the Mi camera app. The better color reproduction also applies to the telephoto camera where the Mi A1 does a better job at getting a red color than the G5S Plus, which actually exhibits something more with a pinkish hue. However, the G5S Plus has a larger f2 aperture compared to the f2.6 aperture, which lets in more light even with the same shutter speed since both the photos have a shutter speed of around 1/30th of a second. Hence it requires only a smaller ISO to get the same shot. The Moto G5S Plus image is cleaner in terms of noise levels as a result, while the Mi A1 shows noise, and this is again why we chose this time of the day to do it. The telephoto lens is not just good for taking portrait photos or photos with a blurred background, but there may be instances where you can't move any further to take the shot, and the telephoto lens helps in that and also creates a natural lens bokeh, which by itself does a fairly good job at blurring out the background. This in turn makes the need for software processing a bit lesser, and resulting image looks more natural than the one that's taken with a wide angle lens and a full blurring algorithm applied. Take a look at these two photos for example. The Mi A1 nails the blurring algorithm and gives beautiful natural looking bokeh, while the G5S Plus blurs out the left portion of the red basket and also loses out on a lot of sharpness. In fact, the blurring algorithm isn't too well defined, and as a result the sharpness is lost even on areas where no blurring should be applied, such as the right side of my face. The Mi A1 on the other hand gets the contours of the face perfectly and only blurs out the background. On this photo too, you can see how the Mi A1 manages to capture a lot more detail as well as an overall brighter image even under low light. This is the issue with the G5S Plus. While the Mi A1 telephoto lens will produce noisier images under low light conditions, it still isn't too bad. Applying noise reduction can solve most of the problems, and under well lit conditions you can take beautiful photos such as this thanks to the good algorithm and natural lens bokeh. However, the blurring algorithm on the G5S Plus will still take unnatural pics regardless of the lighting condition because of the processing itself. They can improve it, and they should, but not sure how much they can improve it either. The front-facing camera is definitely better on the G5S owing to the higher 8 megapixel count as well as the HDR mode, which remains unavailable for the front 5 megapixel camera on the Mi 5X, at least for now. The G5S even has a front LED flash in case you want to take selfies in low-lit situations. Video recording wise as well, both can take 4K videos at 30 FPS, but only the G5S Plus can take videos with stabilization, EIS that is, and while the effect is still minimal, the option definitely helps, and that is why the G5S Plus is the better choice for video recording. Overall, the choice might not be as simple as it sounds, but may be best summarized in the following way. If you want a smartphone that can take good photos with both the cameras and also have good portrait modes, then the Mi 5X is the better option of the two. However, if your priority is for selfies and for better quality videos, then the G5S Plus is your pick. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to get the latest updates from us. Thanks for watching this video. See you again in the next one.